Here are my player ratings for New Zealand then after that first match of the Rugby Championship in Wellington against Argentina. Painful defeat, 38 points to 30. Another defeat in Wellington. The honeymoon over for Scott Robertson, and some big selection dilemmas are going to be debated over the coming days. I'm going to go through my ratings for each of the players. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'm just thinking as I record this, it must be middle of the night in New Zealand, so it's quite possible you're watching this when you're waking up in the morning, if you're in New Zealand. Equally, you might not be able to sleep because of you're having nightmares about that performance. Whatever the case, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm Tim and this is Egg Chasers. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe. And here's a question. How would you rate New Zealand's performance overall? I'm going to go through each of the players, 1 to 23. But how would you rank the performance overall out of 10? I'm thinking... I think 5 out of 10 might be a little too harsh. 5.5. I'd say 5.5 out of 10. I could even make an argument for 6 out of 10. There were some good things. There were some issues. They were beaten by the better team on the day. What's going to be interesting to watch is what Scott Robertson's reaction is, because he said in post-match that we did not play the way we train. And one of the things I like about Scott Robertson, he seems very decisive. And one of the features of Ian Foster's reign is that he would chop and change quite a lot. And I'm actually hoping, weirdly, that there aren't too many changes for the All Black lineup. I think a lot of this can just be solved psychologically between now and next week. Just switch on and make good decisions, because these are very good rugby players. Some of them had an off night. And on that, let's go through the team. Ethan de Groot gave a 6 out of 10. It was unremarkable. Then again, if you're a prop, there's a lot of props. In fact, most of the props on the pitch started the game and then left the field before they had a single scrum. And you can't assert your dominance in the way you'd like to. That's a massive part of the game. Think about all the hours that props spend in the week on the scrum machine doing work that's preparing them for the scrum. And not to get a single one in an hour of rugby was... I can't remember the last time or if I've ever seen that. Ethan de Groot, therefore, 6 out of 10. Gave the same to Cody Taylor. The line-out was better than it was against England. Still a couple of issues. I think more so when Armua came on. But, yeah, fine. Tyrell Lomax, I think I saw a penalty or two that he gave away, which is why I've knocked him down a point from just a steady 6. A steady 6 is where I saw Tupu Vai. I think he might be dropping down the pecking order. I think when Scott Barrett comes back, I think Sam Darry's now above him in the pecking order. Patrick Tuipulotu as well. He could be, I think he's dropping down the ranks. But I thought he was the top tackler, I think, for... No. It was Ethan Blackadder, wasn't it? But he's up there. I think he had a lot of tackles. I remember seeing the tackle count was big. And he was very industrious. Hit a lot of rucks. So... decent without being amazing. Sam Darry was a positive for New Zealand. I've put him at a 7.5. Won his own lineouts, helped solidify what was a problem area for New Zealand in those games against England, the lineout. Won and stole some of the opposition ball, got himself around the park, scored a try. Couldn't really ask a lot more for Sam Darry. And yeah, I think he may well have jumped up the pecking order, as I say. Ethan Blackadder, I gave a 5.5. Top tackler, 20 tackles. And I think he's going to be one of the people that the frustrations are pointed towards, Ethan Blackadder, because there were some glaring errors. He missed Oviedo for that number 8 pickup just when Crevy scored what was the winning try. He missed the number 8 and managed to let him get front football, which led to the try. I'm not saying it would have avoided the try if he'd had tackled him, but that was just one error that I can think of. There were others. And, well, when you get bested that much by Pablo Matera, when your opposite man was the man of the match and just makes you look average, then, well, you get an average score. Dalton Papali'i, same goes. Kremer and Matera absolutely got the better of Papali'i and Blackadder, and the score reflects that. A couple of good turnovers from Papali'i, but yeah, he was second best on the day. Ardi Savia, again, what you expect from Savia is so good that you sort of get disappointed by a performance like that. But actually, having just skimmed through and watched the game again, he did a lot of good things. He was the one focal point carrying wise for New Zealand, and did lots of good things, but a team that underperformed under his leadership as well. And what I will say is I made a false accusation in my video earlier, and I'm very sorry, Ardie Savia. It was Asafo Amua that wanged that pass over D-Mac's head from that line out. Unless I've got the fact it was Amua wrong, but it wasn't Ardie Savia. That's all I do know. I think it was Amua. Anyway, he wanged the ball over when they went from their own halfway line to their own try line. Earlier I said it was Ardie Savia because I thought it was, but I got that wrong. So correction, Ardie, 7 out of 10. On to the backs, TJ Perenara, lovely mullet, mixed performance. I just thought it. Again, it's hard to judge this in isolation. I just thought the pace wasn't quite as quick as it could be. A couple of kicks were slightly charged down. Some good stuff, not quite as quick as you'd want. But then again, Matera and Kremer and Gonzalez and the rest of the Argentinian pack were winning that gain line battle. And as a result, the ball doesn't come out as fast. And sometimes the scrum half looks better when you've got a better pack, and when the opposition pack's on top, the scrum half suddenly doesn't look as good. But he was no Aaron Smith. But it'll be interesting to see what they do there. D-Mac, I've given him a 6. I think Ethan Blackadder and Damien McKenzie, and possibly Geordie Barrett, they're going to be the 3 people that I think are under the spotlight. Ethan Blackadder definitely in the pack. D-Mac definitely in the backs. I mean, that pass, it'd already been one bad pass from Amua. To chuck that pass the way he did over Beauden Barrett. Come on, D-Mac, you're better than that. And as I think I said, I'm just repeating myself from the video earlier, he does all the stuff that he's basically like an English prop. I'll tell you what, D-Mac is at fly half like an English prop. Well, a recent English prop. They do all the things that are nice to haves amazingly well, but they don't do the core fundamentals enough. As an Englishman, honestly, I've watched our props not be able to scrummage, but have lovely tip passes and offloads and ball carries. Bend over and push in the scrum. D-Mac, get your team in the right part of the pitch. Actually, there was a period in that second half where that was working really well. And Beauden Barrett and D-Mac between them, and Geordie Barrett's boot as well, were spraying kicks all over and controlling territory. But New Zealand weren't ever able to get out of sight. And part of that was that territorial control, and also goal kicking. Missed a kick at a crucial time. Anyway, 6 out of 10. Mark Telea didn't get a lot of chance with the ball. Didn't do anything majorly incredible. Didn't do anything majorly wrong. 6. Steady 6. Geordie Barrett, I was hoping for more. I'm a big fan of Geordie Barrett. He's just, in terms of pure rugby playing ability, he's one of the best players in the world. And there's been something, that partnership with Rieko Ioane is amazing, has been brilliant, but you've always felt there's a little something missing, and I think that's what Anton Linnett-Brown was there to try and solve. Just a bit more traditional centre shape, but it didn't help Geordie Barrett, or at least he didn't let the greatness that is potentially within him come out in that match. It was an under par performance from him. Anton Linnett-Brown, it was fine. He was at fault for the stint he tried defensively, got out of position, but made a couple of nice breaks, scored a try, give him a 6. Sevu Reece, he was only on for just over 40 minutes. He came off fairly quickly in the second half, if I remember rightly. Didn't really get a chance to do much, so giving him a 5. Beauden Barrett, a solid 6. Nice touches, without being remarkable. God, I sound underwhelmed as I'm talking, don't I? As for the rest of the New Zealand side, Amua, I thought, had a shocker coming off the bench. Line out throws, that horrible pass, if it was him. Apologies if it wasn't. Tunga Fassi, he was industrious around the park. Fletcher Newell, I had to give a 4. I've talked him up as the best scrummaging prop in the New Zealand team. And he got done for a scrum penalty when he came on. It's like, again, at a crucial time. New Zealand were on the attack and he coughed up a scrum penalty, and that just took it away. Josh Lord, fine, coming off the bench. Wallace Satiti, I haven't given a score because I went back through it again and I just thought I can't really judge. He didn't really have much time to play. Cortez Ratimer seemed to speed the game up a bit. A couple of errors, but okay, mixed bag. And the same with Rico Ioane. Could not really judge, so I didn't. Will Jordan, I gave him a 5. Didn't really get into the game. And having watched again D-Mac's forward pass for what ended up being a D-Mac try, Will Jordan, I see it as Will Jordan was at fault for overrunning it. It wasn't that Damien McKenzie, well, he did give a forward pass, but Will Jordan just overran it. And maybe that's just a little bit of rustiness because he hasn't played very long. The question will be, does Will Jordan come back in? And should he come back in? And maybe Bowden Barrett to 10 will be what I think will be what a lot of people are saying. I'd be interested to know what you say about any of the ratings, about the overall team performance, about what selection dilemmas there are for Scott Robertson moving forward, and anything else in general. Get stuck in the comments. See you on the next video.